Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 1 in a series between yAwS and HLA. We see yAwS spawning as the purple human player on Last Refuge, bottom left hand side of the map. HLA has spawned as the yellow Undead on the top right. This is going to be a human versus Undead matchup, and as you guys can probably tell, I've been adjusting some of the game sounds. Hopefully you guys can hear them a little bit more as well as things do get underway. I am expecting an Archmage versus a Death Knight in this matchup here, and it looks as though the Death Knight is going to be accompanied by a handful of ghouls early on, and then maybe transitioning into Crypt Fiends a little bit later. Now, as a human player, I do have a little bit more problems against Undead, just because you can't rely on slow and the debuff powers because of those destroyers. Spellbreakers do become very, very strong, though, as they're able to shut down some of those obsidian statues before they turn into those destroyers there. Destroyer is very, very powerful, and oftentimes human players don't have a way to deal with that flying unit just because, well, water elementals are normally very, very powerful, except for the instances where they try and go up against a destroyer. Now we are looking at a Mountain King in this matchup over an Archmage, and I'm wondering if yAwS is going to try and open this game up with perhaps a mana battery strategy. Mountain King sitting currently at level 1. He did get an additional 30 mana because of that Circlet of Nobility, and the Death Knight now going to be making its way over. It importantly does not have Unholy Aura. That most likely means that he is going to be able to use Death Coil fairly effectively, but the Mountain King is also a very, very formidable opponent. The Death Knight has wasted a good amount of time trying to come down into here, and he's not going to be able to get very far. One Arcane Tower should be able to shut things up pretty fast, as well as we're looking at trying to get enough lumber to get into tier 2. No, it is going to be an expansion attempt, similar strategy as what you would normally see on Echo Isle. Alright, let's go ahead and see if they are going to run by this Rock Golem creep camp. It looks like they are. The Death Knight is not going to be able to get that much out there. You can see a quick ensnare there as the one unit will get taken down. We are now going to be making our way back down over here. We should perhaps be getting a quick surround, perhaps trying to finish off the Ogre Magi. Death Knight still without any experience on the board, and the Death Knight is really trying to play that game right there. There is that bolt, and you are going to get level 2 now on that Mountain King. Claws of Attack +6. There's an ensnare, and it looks like, yes, the Mountain King was able to pick it up. Death Knight, however, tried to get some experience there, was not able to do so, and now the skeletal minions actually giving additional experience to that Mountain King, making it that much easier for that Mountain King to get to level 3. Mountain King could try and throw a Stormbolt off up against those Crypt Fiends. That is not going to work out well. Arcane Tower already under construction. As you can see that the Skeletal Minions will be making a play back over here. Footman now needs to run away. We may see a Death Coil. There's that Death Coil, and it is going to be getting in some additional hits. Peasants moving into position to try and stop this as well. It does not look like it's, well, actually, it may actually work. The Footman now running off as we now see the Mountain King coming in. Stormbolt onto the Death Knight, getting that surround here. That one Footman now desperately in a run, trying to get away. It looks as though, why don't you just run to that Arcane Tower? I do not understand you. Just run to an Arcane Tower. The Footman instead now down to 13 hit points after taking a shot from the Skeletal Minion there. It is going to be a little bit of a time life, 14 to 15 damage. The Footman should be able to take one more shot at the very least, as we now go off to the north. Death Knight now looking to get in a little bit more experience again. Alright, that Skeletal Minion was attempting to chase down this Footman. The Footman turned a corner and was able to stay alive. Meanwhile, back over here, you still see an Acolyte hiding off. That Acolyte is going to spell some trouble in just a moment. Meanwhile, that Mountain King sitting at level 2 really wants to get to level 3 for that level 2 Stormbolt. If it takes down a Skeletal Minion right there, oh my gosh, did it end up giving the Mountain King level 3? No, it did not there. Mountain King very, very close, does pick up Boots of Speed, as we now see a quick ensnare. Is he going to try and get that kill? Yes, he does, and he gets a little bit more experience, just still not enough. 6 experience shy from getting to level 3. Now, Let's go ahead and look back at what's happening over here. Mountain King, Footman may try to engage up against this creep camp. Ogre, Magi is still sitting off over here. They are all going to get into position once more. We are now charging up over here. Mountain King just shy of level 3. Not quite sure what exactly is happening, as the Death Knight is still going to be quite a ways from level 2. All right, Mountain King does show up to the party, getting in some easy damage. What is this surround? What is going on here? You can see the Mountain King is going to go ahead and engage, and there is now level 3 on that Mountain King. Level 2 Stormbolts could be coming out very quickly. Death Knight still not going to be able to outrun all that easily. There is a Stormbolt. Mountain King may be able to get off perhaps a bash here. One more shot could do it, and the Death Knight is in desperate trouble. Mountain King now off to the races. There's the Stormbolt. There's the death of the Mountain King, as the Mountain King is at level 3. Death Knight currently being resurrected and, well, out of action. So, economic advantage belongs to the Mountain King and the human player. Tech advantage belongs to Undead. Hero level advantage belonging to the human player, but we see that the Lich is currently out in play. So even though the Death Knight is currently out of it, the Mountain King still has a little bit of a ways to go in order to try and make things come back all together. All right, let's see. Footman with Defend. There's a couple of ensnares as we see the Footman now trying to run away. Lich should be able to get off an easy shot there. There goes one Footman, as the Ogre Warriors now turn around. Arcane Vault being constructed, Blacksmith with more scout towers being added as well. So yAwS doing a great job. He's going to be really leveraging his economic advantage here in just a moment. He sold an item, sold the replenishment potion, used a clarity potion and a scroll of regeneration before that one Footman was able to get back within range. Let's take a look over here. Are we going to perhaps be looking at mortar teams? We see the early Blacksmith there, and now we see some guard towers going down. yAwS really playing the game as though he wants to this game to go long. The economic advantage is going to be very critical for him. The quick skeletal minions make their way over only to get destroyed by the arcane towers in a matter of seconds. Death Knight finally at level 2. Obsidian statues are out in play. Mountain King going to be able to Stormbolt one Acolyte already. Are we going to perhaps see more deaths as well? That is going to be a big problem since the Black Citadel is currently being upgraded. There is another Stormbolt there, and so much damage to be had. The Footman or the Acolytes trying to get away, and it looks like another one, could get taken down. There goes another, as we see a Ziggurat is going to get taken down as well. All right, Mountain King has enough mana. Is he going to be perhaps going after another Acolyte there? Yes, he does get another one right there, and he may be using a Scroll of Town Portal in order to get out of a bad situation here in just a second. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. The Footmen are all defending right there. One low hit point Footman in the back takes a Frost Nova before heading home, as the Black Citadel now training up 3 additional Acolytes, with the 4th one most likely on the way. The economic advantage for for the yAwS incredibly large right now, as we now see even more scout towers being placed down. These scout towers are more of are basically a reaction and a scare because of those destroyers. Guard towers in the past were able to handle destroyers fairly well, as they got upwards of 800 hit points. Now with the redesign in the masonry upgrades, instead of getting a 20% bonus in hit points for every level of masonry upgrade, you only got a 10% bonus, currently maxing out at 650 with 8 armor. Let's see if level 2 masonry upgrades are underway. Yes, they are. In addition to improved lumber harvesting, we are now going into castle as well. Workshop is coming into play, only 1, so it does not look like it will be flying machines, as the Death Knight not aware that the Mountain King is so nearby, and we may see some more Stormbolts now coming in. All right, let's go ahead and see how this is all going to unfold. He's going to perhaps hit one, attack the other, and he's just waiting for it right now, waiting for a little bit more mana. He has enough for 3 Stormbolts. That is going to be critical. 3 Stormbolts. He should probably go after this one first, even though he does end up going after one right there. You can see the Mountain King now in a little bit of a run right there, as the Acolytes now back off. The Mountain King is a little bit in trouble. He is going to Staff of Teleportation away, and he will be able to get away without much of a problem. That was not very economical for him at all, as the remaining units are now just harvesting more gold. All right, 50 over 66 supply, 371. We are going into level 1 weapons upgrades on the range. Flying machines being added. There is that second workshop that I was wondering about. Is this going to turn into a workshop siege engine army? That is going to be a big question. And we also see that the Mountain King is once more back again. Mountain King trying to come back again. So far, solo Mountain King. He does have a potion of healing. As we see, the Acolytes are now making a big rush inside here. One already taken down. Mountain King is going to go ahead and get picked up. Goblin, oh, Mountain King dropped back down here. Sappers go in, clear out, but one footman just a little bit too close right there as we are now continuing this fight here. All right, Mountain King could easily turn things around, perhaps take down another Acolyte right there. There was a scroll of healing being used. Meanwhile, back over here, guard towers getting absolutely destroyed. They are not going to be enough here, but you can take a look. There are still 4 guard towers in the back, meaning that all the Death Knight and the Lich can really hope to do is perhaps continue this push a little bit longer. All right, what is going on? Why are they not actually attacking the destroyers? That is the big question here. Meanwhile, back off to the north, Nerubian towers now getting taken out. I believe every Acolyte has been taken down. I don't see any workers anywhere on the map, and with this Nerubian tower gone, things are going to go from bad to worse. Are we going to perhaps get another sapper here? Let's take a look at this. Another Ziggurat could get taken out. There is going to be one Acolyte. Mountain King needs to Stormbolt him, and Stormbolt him in a hurry. No, Acolyte purposely runs away as we see that the destroyers are going to be able to easily finish off the Goblin Zeppelin. Mountain King, where did it go? Mountain King chasing after. Did it get that Acolyte? I'm not sure where that Acolyte went, but it looks like, well, the Acolyte's back over here. So the Acolyte, one Acolyte mining at the gold mine. Footmen all getting destroyed. Death Knight and Lich both sitting at level 3. Mountain King sitting at 4. Blood Mage sitting at 1. All right, this is going to really come down to micro here. Once the Mountain King gets to level 5, it is going to be possible for the Blood Mage and the Mountain King to one-shot Crypt Fiends together. Banish Bolt does enough damage there. As you can see, the destroyers are going to be able to stop that right there. Flying machines, 1-0 upgrades. Paladin here as well. So we are going into the full tri-hero with the Blood Mage as support. We also see some siege engines being added across over here. And now we're going to be looking at a very strong push. What's happening here? Flying Machine's going to try and engage. Mountain King right there. There is a Stormbolt. HLA says GG. Wait. HLA says GG as... Yeah, HLA says GG, knowing that yAwS has the advantage. For some reason, I thought yAwS was the Undead for a second. yAwS taking the advantage and the victory there. Once the Paladin was out, no real danger of losing that Mountain King. Banish Bolt would have been taking down the Crypt Fiends, and once the Crypt Fiends were all gone, Flying Machines doing hit and run tactics without having to worry about web. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game number 1.